Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through a day of prep before my work week starts. But before I get into that, remember to subscribe and to click the notification bell so you are notified when I post my next upload. So I've written up my to-do list for today, and so on my to-do list, I need to write some assessment reports, and then I need to review some IEPs. The big thing I want to get done today is therapy scheduling. So I'm going to start us off with that. And then I'm going to email my families and teachers about the schedule this week, and then some session planning. But I'm going to start with the scheduling first. So here's my little setup. You can see my computer here. And then I use a paper planner / schedule. So let me show you just a blank. Here we go. So this is what the pages in this particular planner look like. They're set up by day. Let's see how close I can get. And then on the side of each column, it has timestamps, and it's by every 15 minutes, which for me, this is great because my school, they don't start classes until 8:45. So it's nice that there's like 8:45 and there's, 15-minute marks too, and not just the hourly and half hour. So there are two other aspects of my planning for the work week that I want to show you. The first is lesson or session planning. So for this, what I do is I'll go onto my Teachers Pay Teachers account. You can see the Teachers Pay Teachers logo is right here. Teachers Pay Teachers, for those of you that are unfamiliar, it's a platform where educators and other creators sell or share their resources for you to use. Some are for purchase, some are free, and they have resources for pretty much any subject area that you can think of, every grade. So what I'll do is I will purchase or download some items. Again, some are paid and some are free, but I'll go to my resources and I'll see, okay, for example, here's this one. I haven't used it with this one student that has a following directions goal. So this listening ladybugs following directions. So my next session, I can use this with her. And generally speaking, I like to look for activities when I'm lesson planning that either target multiple goals or that I can use to target multiple goals or use with multiple students. So this conversation questions and comments online edition boom cards for distance learning. This is what it looks like. It's for grades 6 through 9. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Okay, that's nice. So it's grades 6 through 9. And I originally bought this for my students working on a variety of social communication goals. Many of them are working on contributing appropriate and on-topic questions and comments during conversation. And what I liked about this one too is that there's an online focus to it. So it talks about online school, online homework, and that is very relevant for my students right now. So as I started to use this, I first used this with a social communication group of students in speech, but I thought, okay, who else could I use this for? So it has a lot of text. So it's based on a scenario and there's quite a bit of text. So I've used this with both my articulation students and my fluency students. And I'll say, okay, I'm going to have you read the text at the top, and then we'll talk about what we think the correct answer is. For my articulation students, I'll say, think about what your mouth is doing when you're making a good R sound or a good L sound. And I'll have them read it. And then if there's words throughout the passage, the short paragraph they've read that maybe weren't quite right, we'll practice those words a couple times and then talk about the question. For my fluency students, I'll say, okay, remember when you're reading to use your fluency strategies. And they can use any fluency strategy they know. So I'll remind them before they read and before we get into the activity, just once, remember to use your fluency strategies. If they're using them, then we just continue. If they need another reminder, I'll gently remind them, hey, let's try a fluency strategy for the next one. So it's been good for mixed groups, and it's also been good to target a lot of different goal areas, whether that's articulation or fluency or social pragmatics or language. So that's usually what I like to look for in a resource. Another place I go to is Boom Cards. That's what the logo looks like here in the top corner. This is the Boom Learning platform, and you can buy Boom decks on Teachers Pay Teachers, where we were just looking, or in the store. They have their own store where you can buy Boom cards. So for me, I like to session plan because I don't feel so flustered and I have a basic idea of what I want to do, what goals I want to target. If you're someone like me that needs to plan, highly recommend Teachers Pay Teachers and Boom Learning. And then once I figure out what I want to do with the student, I will write it down in my data notebooks. So let me show you that. So once I've decided what I want to do with that student, whatever the activity is, I write it down in my data notebook. This is from Shayna Speaks. Let me show you the inside cover. So you can go to, on Instagram, here's her handle, @Shayna Speaks. This is her website where you can go and look at the different planner options. She has multiple covers, multiple layouts for data, and you can customize it too. So, for example, I want to make sure I'm not showing you any information about my students. In the front and the back of my journal, I requested 25 pages for lined notes. So that's what this looks like. And I use this for so many different things, and I take a lot of notes in general. So that's kind of where I like to do that. And then this is one data layout I have. So you can see there's 3 boxes worth. So in theory, you could use this for 3 different students. On this part of the page, it's just simply titled Notes. That's where I go and write the activity I have planned. So for example, if it was that articulation theater L Boom cards, I'd write that here with the date. So then I'm not thinking, oh, what was I going to do with that student? It's just right there for me. So highly recommend her books, or data notebooks rather. So I want to show you one more thing. It is where I write my reports. It's where my templates for my reports are stored. Okay, so this is the website that I use for report writing. It's called WriteTrackEd. You can see the name of it in the top corner here. The reason I have my to-do list up is because there's student names there. I'm keeping this confidential. I'll remove it once I show you a blank report template. What's nice about this is there's all different types of templates. So what you do is you click New Monolingual Report, and then this is blank. I'm just going to make it about me to show you kind of what this looks like. So this is the first page, and it's just going to ask you for basic info. I'm just putting mine to show you what this looks like. And then it will show you the reason for referral. It'll show you background info. So once you've completed the mandatory sections on the first form, you'll see this select report section in the top right. And then this is where you'll go to the assessments. So what's nice about this is once you've completed the assessments, you click on the ones you did. What I also like to use this for is if I have a student and I am developing their assessment plan, meaning thinking about what assessments would be appropriate for them, I can look here and I can think, okay, they have a goal for articulation and they have a general language goal. So what can I use? And I can say, oh, okay, the castle might be a good choice. Or, okay, for articulation, you know, normally I do the GIFTA, but they didn't have any of that available for me to use. So I used the Arizona, you know, I'll use the Arizona. But what's nice is about WriteTrackEd is that it has the descriptor for the test, so you don't need to type that in yourself. You don't need to go searching in the manual for the description. It has it already there for you. It also will generate the table for you. So let's just say I did use this for vocabulary purposes. So I did the receptive and expressive vocabulary subtest. It puts the table here for you. It also describes each subtest in detail, which is nice. Again, you don't need to search for that. And then you can type in strengths and weaknesses. It gives you a place to write a summary if needed. It will also provide you with articulation, fluency, and voice informal summaries. If you notice something and want to bring it to attention, this is where you can put all of the data from all of the tests, a summary. You can write your statement of educational impact. It provides you with the eligibility statement, which that can be hard to write. A section for recommendations. What I also like about WriteTrackEd is this My Library. So if you write one report, and maybe you have an assessment that you do all the time, but it's not in this system yet, although WriteTrackEd does update and include new assessments pretty regularly. But if you're using an assessment that's not in their system yet, or you have a way that you like to write your informal summary, a voice, or anything like that, you can click this My Library section, and you can see I have some here for eligibility criteria. This is a test I've been using online that's fairly new, so I have the description from the website there. And then this is always available to you whenever you're writing a report. With that, I hope this was helpful as a glimpse into my day. If you are wanting to sit down, get lots of work done in real time, make sure I'll put a card for it to check out my Pomodoro video that will take you through real time work. And with that, I hope you all have a great week, and until next time, see you later. Bye.